Hello there, beautiful people. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Is that a sign? Is that a sign I shouldn't record this? I'm not really sure. But anyway, I am out here living life. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just have a feeling something needs to change, whether just in the short term or long term. And And what I mean is more just in my approach and some of my habits. Um, what I mean by that is that, recently, the last couple of days, I've just been feeling a little more off. Um, it comes in waves, like it's not like I feel off all the time, but there's more of those moments where I kind of feel like, and reading this book, which really neatly classifies the three beliefs of the ego. And in it, the first belief of the ego, and kind of one of the main ones, because the other one, I'll take these off, I think. Oh, fuck it. Enjoy the glare. But the first belief of the ego is the belief in lack, and the other two kind of build upon that belief. But, and some of the main emotions that come with that is basically any form of sadness. Um, Grief, sadness, um, can't remember anymore exactly. Um, and yeah, to a degree, that's kind of what I've been feeling like. Not exactly sadness, sometimes, yeah, but just more of this feeling of like just this, yeah, that's how I describe it. And basically, what the author, which is by the way an amazing YouTuber as well, shout out Aaron Apke, talks a lot about spirituality and meditation and the ego and enlightenment and all that, nature of reality and all that good stuff. But in the book, he basically describes that the sort of affirmation that if you really follow and become one with in a way, wouldn't allow you really to experience lack, um, or that belief in lack is the affirmation that he uses is something along the lines of only what I haven't given can ever be lacking, or only what I don't give can ever lack, or I can only lack what I haven't given. It's all just different forms of the same exact thing. And it's really interesting because basically his whole thesis, his whole hypothesis is that, yeah, exactly that. You can only lack what you haven't given. So let's say you feel like you lack love in your life, or you lack care in your life. You feel like you're not receiving that. Um, what he would recommend is to give that. Um, Whether to yourself, like give yourself self care and caring thoughts, caring feelings, induce caring states of being, caring actions for yourself, or for others, Do you care for others? If not, do something that's caring to another. Do something that's loving to another. Express your love to another. Just try to um, become aware of the love that's around you and just give it freely. Give love to people on the street. Give care or to people on the street, and suddenly you're gonna feel a lot less lacking in that regard. because everything you give, you receive. It's just the law of the universe of giving and receiving. It's just an exchange, kind of like the whole what you reap what you sow. Um, so yeah, basically following the fact that I've been feeling those emotions that are supposedly caused by disbelief and lack, and the manifested experience of said belief, and the fact that the sort of remedy is realizing that you can only like what you haven't given, and it's all about giving first, and then you'll receive. Of course, it's an infinite cycle, but if you feel like you're not receiving something, you should give it. And again, it could be to yourself or in your mind. You want to give yourself, let's say, something like wealth, for example. You can give yourself that feeling by imagining what that feels like, by connecting in your mind with your awareness that the wealth you already do experience, even where you maybe don't notice it. How you're wealthy in terms of health. Are you wealthy in terms of youth? Are you wealthy in terms of intelligence? Are you wealthy in terms of love? Um, are you wealthy in terms of just being alive here in this abundant universe? So you're wealthy, man. Whatever way you have to do it. Or you can also just imagine being wealthy in the more typical ways and feeling what that feels like. Or remembering what that felt like if you've had that sort of experience before and connecting to that feeling. You would ultimately attract wealth into your life, and receive more of that. So where I'm going with this is I personally feel like I've been lacking routine. I feel like I've been lacking purpose a little bit. I feel like I've been lacking social interaction, genuine, not social interaction, but I guess social interaction, but more like connection with people I love. You can even call it with other strangers, just with humans, having that loving interaction with humans. And what's the last thing? Yeah, I do feel like there's just been a little bit of a lack of exercise in my life recently. And those were the things I wrote when I was just on a walk right now. But there's probably a couple of other ones. I don't really know. Oh, yeah, lack of clarity about where I'm going. And of course, that shifts. It's not like I feel like that all the time. But those are the sort of recurring ones the last few days, I'd say. So, following this logic, I would give those things. And in this case, most of them, they're things that I would give myself, you know? So, routine, I feel like I'm lacking routine. Well, create the routine. Slowly start giving it to yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to take, full responsibility of every single action of yours and every single thought and be super meticulous and feel like you're a machine. That's not really the point. But what's one step you can take each day to connect to and build a healthy, balanced, loving routine for yourself that fulfills you? For me, a big part of, I think, what's making me feel this way the last few weeks is the fact that I've been going to sleep a lot later and waking up a lot later. And just not being consistent with my waking up and sleeping times. Not being very consistent with not being on a device very late or starting my day with my device. Low battery. That's interesting. Hopefully we make this happen. But yeah, so it's one of the things I can focus on, getting up earlier, hitting the gym. I was talking about exercise, doing it as soon as possible in the morning. Just getting out of the way, just going, even if it's just for 20, 30 minutes, even if it's for 2 exercises, just go. It doesn't have to be the gym. It could be anything. Skating, dancing, going for tennis, swimming. I don't think I'm just going to be going to the gym. Or I know I'm not going to be just going to the gym because I find that quite a bit boring. Um, so yeah, I'm going to give myself that with my waking up time, going to bed time, with the exercise, purpose. We have to give ourselves purpose. I mean, there's our inherent purpose, like we're here to be and to exist and to grow and to evolve. And maybe each of us have like a dharma or like a more specific life path, sure. But you can also break it down to the purpose of that day. Bro, what's up with that, bro? I don't get it. But, so yeah, for me, that could be connecting to music, making a song, learning a new concept about music. It could be anything, but I think for me, I'm definitely focusing on um, creating music, diving deeper into music and expression through music, acting, potentially gonna connect back to dancing, but really just like about expressing how I feel and things like this as well. I'd say that's where I'm gonna focus my sort of giving of purpose to myself. Create videos, write a script, go film something. Just do something, you know? And just be curious. Like, not just do it and be like, oh, if I have to do this. No, just be like, I've wanted to do this for a while. Let me see how much I can enjoy this. And again, everything with balance, you know? I feel like the last few days have just been a little out of balance. So I need to reconnect with this more active, like, giving and, like, more masculine energy. But for many people, it's very important to connect to the receiving and to the feminine energy and to just like let go and rest and all this stuff. So I'm not giving this out as just like advice for everyone because it really matters if you've been off balance, in which direction, what you need. So listen to yourself. But this just feels like what maybe I need. Um, and I'm gonna course adjust as I go. That's the whole point, right? But it's easier to start and while you're already in movement to like turn and change your direction. But if you're just stuck in the same place, even if you're looking in different directions, but you're not really moving, nothing really changes that much. So I'd rather just start moving in a direction, try some stuff, and course correct as I go along, as per usual in life, right? I think clarity will come from these things, and also less social media usage. I did Instagram again. Uh, I'm gonna get myself a flip phone again or a brick phone that I can use when I'm outside or whenever I want to just disconnect but still be able to call someone, or if I receive an important call from like a family member or something, I can pick it up. I think with these things in the routine and the purpose that I'm giving myself, clarity will come. What else they say? Oh, and yeah, social interactions. Just being more active. And again, by not being on social media as much, by consuming less content, which is a big thing for me. Um, Naturally, you want to spend more time with friends because you realize I'm alone all the time. That's another thing that I think caused this feeling is I genuinely have been alone a lot. Like I've been a bit of a hermit the last month. So just being a bit more proactive with that. Not waiting for someone else to give me a call or invite me to do something, which often is the case. As in when there's like an event or something a little more interesting. A lot of times it's someone else calling me for that. It's like, no, I can do that. I can organize something. I can organize a trip to the local museum or whatever. Let's go ice skating or just grab a coffee with a friend I haven't seen in a while. So yeah, I think that can be really beneficial for me. Also with family as well. Maybe go see my brother. Um, and yeah, that's basically what I'm feeling. Basically, I think this whole, I don't know how many times I've said basically, but I believe this video is going to be called only what you don't give can ever be lacking, because that's kind of what I'm realizing and slowly integrating into my life and reminding myself of. Shout out this book. It's called, I think it's literally called The Three Beliefs of the Ego. Yeah, I think it's called The Three Beliefs of the Ego by Aaron Apke. Might be wrong, but Aaron Apke is his first book, so you can find that. And yeah, thank you so much. Do your thing. If this resonates with you, maybe you have a similar wave, try this concept, Feel like you're lacking something, give it. Give it to another. Give it freely. Give it to yourself, whether physically and in action, whether in your mind, with an imagination and meditation, whatever it is, give it to yourself or to someone else and see what happens. You're probably going to start receiving more of that as well, because they're really one and the same, especially when you're giving it to yourself. I mean, you're literally giving it to yourself, but you're receiving it at the same time from yourself, when it's like a feeling or a thought. So it's quite interesting. And yeah, peace out. Have a good night. Much love.